Nikita Kucherov should win the Hart. It's just a fact. Hello everyone and welcome back to Tampa Bay Sports Daily and Bolts Breakdown. In this episode of Bolts Breakdown, Lightning get a 4-3 win over the Detroit Red Wings in overtime, 27 seconds into overtime actually, and I apologize for my lack of content covering the Lightning recently. I've just been busy when they play and I've only been able to follow the game, so I didn't feel like I could do a video on it and report on the game well. But this game I watched completely, and this was definitely a stressful one. But Lightning have locked up their playoff spot for a couple weeks now. April 4th was actually the day they locked up a playoff spot, so actually 10 days from today they've locked up a playoff spot, and the playoffs start Saturday. So coming down to the final games, this is game 81 for Tampa Bay, and it was a good win. Kucherov had a goal and an assist. Andrei Vasilevsky had a pretty solid game, made some pretty big saves, and they had a good defensive game pretty much and got some good goals. And speaking of goals, we'll dive right into this recap, starting with the first period. Andrei Vasilevsky made some pretty good saves in this first period against Detroit, and David Perron ended up beating Vasilevsky about 5 minutes in. JT Comper and Ben Sherratt get the assists on that one, and then later in the first period, it seemed like Detroit made it 2-0, but the Lightning challenged for goaltender interference and won that challenge, so it remained 1-0. And then Connor Geekie, after a nice defensive stop, gets on a breakaway and scores his first goal of the year since being called up. Oliver Bjorkstrand gets the assist there. That's Bjorkstrand's 20th assist of the year, and of course Geekie's first goal of the year. This was a nice breakaway goal, and he beat Gibson over the shoulder. Into the second period we go. No goals for a while, but almost at the 16-minute mark, Eric Chernak finds a rebound from Ryan McDonough. I love this goal, and I'll get to it why in a second. Eric Chernak buries a rebound from Ryan McDonough and Zembes Gergensen, and why I love this is because both Lightning defensemen were on the attack. They were both near the goal. McDonough shot it. Chernak was right there for the rebound, and it was just beautiful. It was a nice goal to give the Lightning the lead midway through, late in the second period. And then a couple minutes later, Jake Guentzel on a beautiful pass from Nikita Kucherov. He always is making beautiful passes. And J.J. Moser gets another assist. That is Guentzel's 38th of the year. Beat Gibson on the shoulder again. And just a beautiful pass from Nikita Kucherov. It was his 86th assist of the year. He's up to 128 points this year, which is just absolutely insanity, an insane amount of points. And then in the third period, it was all Red Wings. Red Wings kept pushing as a team down 2 would, and it is known that a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey, and they kept pushing him. 3 minutes in, pretty much right at the start of the period, Marco Kasper gets a goal, and those assists go to James Van Riemsdyk, the veteran, and Justin Falk. And this goal was bad because I love what Brian Ingram said. He was like, they were looking for the puck, not going to players, and if they went to players, this goal wouldn't have happened. They were looking for the puck. Detroit got it, wide open person in front, and that made it 3-2. And then later, Lightning were on an offensive shift, a bad turnover. Patrick Kane gets on a breakaway, and Alex DeBrincat joins in, and Kane over to DeBrincat scores, and it is now 3-3, and that is someone you don't want. 1,400 assists now for Patrick Kane. Beautiful pass from Kane. I mean, he's one of the best distributors of the puck there is, and that tied things, and we remain tied as we headed to overtime, and in overtime, Alex DeBrincat gets a breakaway. Nice save by Andrei Vasilevsky. Bolts turn it around. Nikita Kucherov passes it to Point back to Kucherov, and they score the OT winner, and the Lightning win 4-3, 27 seconds into overtime, and a good win for Tampa Bay. Now getting into the stats of the game, a pretty even game in my opinion. Detroit was a little better in the faceoff circle, winning 58% of faceoffs, Lightning only winning 41. They were a little high in the shot totals, but that happens when you're trailing and trying to get goals back, which they ended up doing, and then the Lightning obviously scored the game winner in overtime. Shots were 30-22 in favor of Detroit. Hits were even, and then the Lightning had more penalty minutes. Lightning go 3-1 against the Red Wings this year. They lost the first game way back in October, but won the last three, 6-3, 4-1, and then 4-3. So winning games against your Eastern Conference opponents, even especially Atlantic opponents, and a team that most people consider your rival, is very, very good. Like, they swept Boston this year. They beat the Red Wings. They went 2-2 against the Canadiens. They went like 3-1 against or 2-2 against Ottawa. They went 1-3 against the Buffalo Sabres. So a lot of wins inside the division, which is good, and that's why they made the playoffs and won 50 games this year. But a very good win for the Lightning, in my opinion. I mean, yes, it's worrying that they blew that lead late, but what I saw in the first and second period was a team that was ready for the playoffs and just didn't want to quit, and just a impressive win, in my opinion, for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they have one more in the regular season. The home final is against the New York Rangers tomorrow. That is a 7 p.m. puck drop, but again, a good win for the Lightning. Get 50 wins for the fifth time in franchise history. Nikita Kucherov gets 128 points. Andrei Vasilevsky hits his 40th win of the year. And as we come to the playoffs, Thursday I'll have a video out breaking down the Lightning and Montreal series and just kind of evaluating that. And then Friday in the first episode of the Bay, I know I keep delaying it, but in the first episode of the Bay we'll have our full NHL playoff predictions. But that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps. And tell your friends about these videos, because I want people to see this content and share and show people my thoughts on the Lightning and other Tampa Bay sports teams. But if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Time to get loud.